There is something about learning DSA that nobody really tells you. You can watch hours of tutorials, solve a few easy problems, and still feel completely lost when a new problem appears in front of you. You learn an implementation, then you jump straight into problems. You get stuck, you stare at the problem for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and eventually you open the editorial. You understand the solution, maybe you even understand the code, and then you move on. But the next time a similar problem appears, you are stuck again. Why? Because you learned the solution, but you never developed the intuition behind it. And this is the biggest problem in learning DSA. We treat DSA as a collection of algorithms. So we'll be remembering certain solutions and we try to solve every problem using that particular thing. No, before solving the problems, we need to understand why this data structure works, how is this internally working, and most important thing is when exactly we should go for this data structure. And another important thing that many students skip is theory. Say if you are preparing for some interview or you are practicing lead code, you will be trying to understand what a data structure is. Say linked list, you will know how to implement a linked list and try going on to solve the problems, but you completely skip the theory part. See, you don't only have interviews, you have other side, which is exams. For the exams, you don't only need to know only about the problem solving skills, you need to know about the theories. What is the data structure is about, why that data structure was invented, and what is the complexity, what are the operations can be performed with that. So we will be also covering the theory content over here. In this, we already started a DSA playlist. So with that, we already covered the basics in Java and OOPS concepts. We will also be doing some basic OOPS concepts. There are some concepts remaining over that we will also be covering. But right now, we are starting this data structures course. In this data structures, we will be learning about linked lists, stacks, queues, and heaps in order. So in the way that first we'll learn what is that data structure, then we'll find how to implement that data structure completely by ourselves. No blindly copying the code. You will understand every single line, why that line needs to be executed. So that's the thing. And next we'll learn the theory content necessary for it. What is this? What are the operations should be executed? Then we'll be implementing. Then only we'll move on to the problem solving part. Then only we'll solve some nice problems in linked list, stacks, queues, and heaps. We won't be memorizing any set of code. We are trying to develop the intuition ourselves. Say, what happens if you blindly, say, if you solve a problem, you see the code, you see the question, you understand it, you try to note down everything, you try to solve it, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you can't solve. Then you go to the editorial, copy paste the solution, you try to understand the solution, and eventually you do. Then for the next time, when the similar problem arises, you can't solve. You started to think again. Why? Because you understood the solution, not the approach, not the intuition. The intuition is the most important part, because when you develop the intuition, the next time you see a similar problem, you could understand, okay, I have got this intuition. This is what I need to do this. So that's what we are trying to build with this playlist. So hopefully it will be helpful if you are learning DSA. So stay tuned for the upcoming videos.